Hello, hello, and welcome to this week's episode of The Hard Choice Simple Steps for Showing Up. My name is Brad Draper. I am your host, and we're going to have a little bit of a continuation from last week. We're going to keep on talking about those things, and I really hope you pondered about choice, the power of choice in your life, the power to keep going, the power and will to fight. I recently read a book called The Mind and the Brain, and they were trying to distinguish the human will, where that is, where the mind is, and what influences all of that. And it really came down to your attention. Where is your attention at? Where is your focus? Where is your gaze? Whatever your attention is on, as I always say, where you focus, you find. You will get to where you're trying to go if you focus on it. You place your attention on. If you place your attention on the vast oblivion below you, guess what? You're going to fall and die into oblivion. But if you focus your attention on the next step, you will take it and you will move forward. If you focus on how big of an obstacle and how big of a mountain you have to climb, well, then you're probably going to really suffer and slave through it, if you even make it at all. But I hope you pondered about your choices and what you're choosing to do every day. Are you getting up when your alarm clock goes off? Are you eating the way you said you would eat? Are you getting to the gym like you said you would? Are you drinking the water you said you would? Are you taking in your micro and macronutrients like you said you would? Are you giving your best effort? Sometimes your best effort is not enough. But as you continually give your best effort, your effort will grow. Your capacity will grow. And increased capacity increases the probability of winning. Such a cool thought process to think about. But the thing I wanted to talk about is during that Peloton, during that ride, during the flat tire, I had other people. I mentioned my team, these people around you. It was impossible for me to catch up to that Peloton on my own. It was low probability that I was going to finish the ride without somebody pulling me along the way. Even lower probability that I was going to finish the ride because I didn't have the maps, if you recall. So not only was I not keeping up, I wouldn't even know where to go because I didn't know where the finish line even was. So not could I just guess my way to where I was going, I didn't even know where the finish line was because we started and stopped in two different locations. So many variables about my environment and who was around me and who was with me and who was willing to fight with me. We have recently, in our business, had extreme turbulation, extreme trial, extreme hardship, and welcome to business. That's just how it is. That is the life that we've signed up for. And along the way, I've met a few people. I've met a lot of people, and I've been blessed to call these people friends. And I truly believe God brings the right people in your life right when you need them, not necessarily when you want them. Two very different dynamics there, right? He brings you what you need, not necessarily what you want. And that time frame is based off of need. There was a particular gentleman that I befriended about a week ago. I have seen this gentleman for about a year or more. And I just kind of saw him and I knew I recognized him, but didn't ever have a drive to, or a desire or felt a need to go introduce myself and strike a conversation. He is a very friendly person and a very communicative person. So he has long conversations with whoever he's with. So I never wanted to interrupt those. Well, an opportunity came around this last week to sit down and have a conversation at an event that we saw each other at. Go figure, we used to ride in the same motorcycle group 15 years ago. I'd go on these big group rides, 300 bike rides, motorcycles, that is. And go figure, we were both in that group. And that's why I recognized him from those days 15 years ago. It was a ride that I helped lead and helped keep order, so to speak. And we continued this conversation and found out he has skills that we need. And instead of sitting back and saying, I'm too cool for school, I called him and I let him know where we were at. I let him know where we were at financially. Let him know where we were at in our project and where we needed help. I let him know how we could get some aid, whether it be for hard money loans or for potential partners or all these different things. And come to find out, he had answers to most things, which is super, super cool. And that we have grown that relationship wide and deep very, very, very quickly. And I'm super grateful for him. But here's the thing, it takes a village to get done what you're trying to do. It takes a lot of people. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with a group. Some old adage, something like that. And how important it is to make a choice on who those people are that you surround yourself with. Are they people that bring you up, bolster you up, and push you forward, or are they people that bring you down? And if they're just neutral, I call that bringing you down too. Because in the game we play, you and I, that game requires high level of energetic people. That game requires people to lift you up on a constant basis because we're all getting beat down so often, so continuously that it's hard sometimes to see the sun. Just because there's a storm, it doesn't mean there's not a sun there. It just means the sun's being blocked, but the sun is still there and you have to rise above the storm. Sometimes you can't get above the storm yourself. You need people to help you get above the storm. It is the people in your environment, who you place yourself around. As been said by so many people, I don't even know who said it originally, is you are the average of the 5 people you place yourself around. I want to say it was Zig Ziglar that came up with that. One of those OGs in the mindset space. But it's so true. Who are you placing yourself around? Are they people that, woe is me, my life is so hard? Are they people as, oh man, I understand, just I'm sorry for you and I'm here for you? Or are they people that say, you got this? I've been there. I've done that. I am the person returning down the path that you're walking down. The old Asian Chinese advert or proverb of, if you want to know how to get down the path, ask the people returning. Find those people that are returning and befriend them. Ask them for advice. Ask them for help. I am under no illusion that the demise of man is pride, ego, getting in the way, unwilling to share where you are. Because here's the thing, and if you don't have extreme trial right now, you will. There's seasons, and that trial will change from the type of trial, but you're still going to have trial. That's part of life. That's how we learn. That's how we grow. That's character development. That is being tempered from the master temper or temperer, right? But how can those people that are capable of helping you know that you need help if you don't ask? If they see you and you're trying to roll hard and be a baller and just trying to look cool because your ego's getting in the way, they're going to look at you and say, oh, they don't need help. They got everything done. Clearly, they're fine. Look at them. They got everything going good for them. They're always awesome. No help needed, therefore, no help given. But had you just clued people in, and that's not to say have a pity party, that's not what I'm saying. Have high confidence, have high self. But if somebody asks you, how are things going? Actually tell them. Don't just say, oh man, things are good. If things are hard, tell them. It's pretty hard. It's hard in these capacities. Thank you for asking. Is there anywhere you can help me in that? Where are you needing help? Make this a two-way street because relationships are two-way. If you only ever did something transactional, forget that. You will never have true people to help you. Nobody will want to help you if you're just transactional. But if you're there to help them, they're much more likely to help you in return. Now, this friend, I was in need of picking up another job. We're in that point right now in our business. And so I picked up another job. And this job is a very general sales position in a brick and mortar store that I'm helping him out in. Here's the thing, it's a much bigger play because when you add value to others in the things that are theirs, the more they can add value to things that are yours. It doesn't matter what the level is. If somebody asks you to sweep a floor, you sweep the floor like the best floor sweeper on planet Earth. You give everything you have into every job and you make it as best as you possibly can. And in doing that, you bolster those people. You aggrandize those people and their space and what they have. And in doing so, law of reciprocity. It comes back upon you. But you don't do it for the law of reciprocity. You do it because you're a kind person You care about others. That's why you do it. And because you do it for that reason, it comes back sevenfold. It is amazing, the parable of the talents, the ones that went and did work and made it bigger versus the ones that hid it. Who you're around is your capacity and your probability of making those talents larger. The one that had 10 and he made it tenfold, made it 100. And the one that had 7 and 5 and 3 and 1, the one that had 1 was scarcity mindset and he buried it because he didn't want to lose it, didn't want to put it to work because he felt like it was too small. I promise you, you are not too small. I promise you, you have the ability and the capacity and the resources to get to where you're trying to go. You may just not have recognized them yet. But when you consider those things you have yet to consider, well, then you can then consider them and get to where you're trying to go. And how important it is to have that type of mindset, that type of frame, looking through those Franklin glasses. And if you don't see the step in front of you, try changing up your perspective. Try asking others for their perspective. Try finding people that have been down the path and ask them, where's the next step? What do I do next? Because I'm stuck and I'm lost. Sometimes those people are found in podcasts like this one. Sometimes those people, and a lot of times, they're found in books. Many of the books that I've read are the ones that gave me the next path to step. And the number one book that has given me the next path is my journal. Believe it or not, it's my book I wrote, my journal. And writing the journal and reflecting on those writings, that's what gave me the next step. I answered my own questions, but I may have answered them some time ago. As I've said before, that is one of the reasons I re-listen to these episodes. This episode is going to launch like 3 weeks from when I record it. And I do that on purpose. I listen to my own episodes because so often a question that I have in 2 or 3 weeks from now, I answered it on the episode previous. And how cool that is. You know the answers. They're inside your unconscious. Your unconscious knows what to do, but you have to ask the right questions. And sometimes you need to be around the right people to know the questions to ask. That is what I have for you. A little bit of a shorter episode today. Continuation from last week. But I really, really, really want you to continue pondering on your choice and then the people you're around on a constant basis. And if you're not around very many people, or you're not around people at all because you're just in isolation at home or in the office in your cubicle, I highly advise you to get people around you. They may be via podcast, via book, via other means. Maybe not person-to-person friends that you can call. 2 of the people that are in my people of 5, I've only met once or twice. Twice for one of them, once for the other. But I interact with them every day via their podcast and their paid coaching group that I subscribe to, or I did subscribe to. Get around the people that will get you to where you're trying to go. And with that, share this episode with your friends and your family. Have this conversation with others. Help them be the light that you wish to seek for them. Find me on socials, Mr. Brad Draper. Leave me a review on all platforms. Like this thing, subscribe to it, download it for future listenings. I love you guys. Bye.